by Frank Warren. What a night. Let's quickly just talk about Dubois, Lerena. What were you thinking after round one?
I thought he was in all sorts of trouble. He got caught with a good shot at the top of the head, which, as we know, in any fight, first round you get caught with one of them on your high tempo. It can, you're not warmed up, it can catch you and go over, and that's what happened to him. Well, I was surprised that he went, when he went down the first time, he didn't get hit. Sorry, the second time he didn't get hit, nor the third. But you could see that he was having a problem with his leg, and I noticed then he come out for the second round, and I could see that he couldn't, he weren't planting that foot.
But
he got himself back into it and obviously stopped him. But afterwards, you could see he's torn something there, there's a big lump there. So they've taken him off to get a scan on that, and we'll find out where we are. But he showed plenty of balls and came back and done what he had to do. But I knew that fellow was going to come to give him a good fight.
Yeah, I think sitting ringside, watching what happened without knowing he was injured.
You thought he didn't fancy it,
especially after the Joe Joyce thing.
I get that, and I weren't too sure. So I see so I looked at the second and see that he's obviously having a problem with his leg. And you could see that, but he came through and done what he had to do.
What did you make of the stoppage with Daniel?
Oh, I thought he was spot on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why, did you not agree with that?
There was some, like Mike Coppinger and Dan Raphael were talking about, it was after the bell. I didn't actually hear the bell, so...
The fellow was gone, wasn't he? I mean, he was getting caught, he was catching him with good, powerful, strong punches. I don't know. It was the stoppage for me was right. I mean, if there was a timing issue, I don't know. But if there was a timing issue, then there is. And I think it only prolonged what had happened in the next round because he was finding his range and getting his shots away by then.
There was some people saying before tonight that people wouldn't turn up tonight. It seemed full in there.
He was catching him with good, powerful spot on.
Yeah.
Why, did you not agree with that?
There was some, like Mike Coppinger and Dan Raphael were talking about, it was after the bell. I didn't actually hear the bell, so...
The fellow was gone, wasn't he? I mean, he was getting caught and he was catching... The fellow was gone, wasn't he? I mean, he was getting caught and he was catching him with good, powerful, strong... wasn't he? I mean, he was getting caught...
You hear the bell, so...
I want you man to peep here. Peep how long it takes him. Now we all stutter. I'm the king of stuttering, but what he was doing, in your cars, when you got your motor in the gravel and it's going brrr, and you can't get your wheels. Yeah, watch, peep this.
The fellow was gone, wasn't he? I mean, he was getting caught.
Hear the bell, so...
The fellow was gone, wasn't he? I mean, he was getting caught and he was catching him with good, powerful, strong punches. I mean, he was getting...
Actually hear the bell, so...
The fellow was gone, wasn't he? I mean, he was getting caught and he was catching him with good, powerful, strong punches. I don't know. It was just catching him with... The fellow was
after the bell. I didn't actually hear the bell, so...
The fellow was gone, wasn't he? I mean, he was getting caught and he was catching him with good, powerful, strong punches. I don't know. It was the stoppage for me was right. I mean, if there was a timing issue, I don't know. But if there was a timing issue, then there is. And I think it only prolonged what had happened in the next round because he was...
Yeah, what's good, family? It's your man, the YB, and he's back once again. Big shout out to my doggy in the sky, El Padrino. Pablo Escobar himself, 100%. He in the sky looking down on a young G right now, 100%. A young trapper, the YB. Anyway, we just heard there from Uncle Frank. Frank, we're going through it, man. He was on some next gurning thing. Off his chops. Frank Warren was off his chops. Off the line. Gurning all the way there as well. Frank, did you fix the fight with your moody, with Daniel Dubois' moody looking ass knee, allegedly? I don't care what no one says, man. He was doing some dodging and ducking, and you see the shoulders were going. He was going... Fixed fight. I don't care what no one says. I replayed. You man saw it yourself. I replayed it about 10 times. That ain't normal, man. It ain't normal. Yeah, the Donny didn't even really put it on him. If it was me, I'd have said, listen, Frank, end of the day, yeah, there's a number of things that went on. Number one, Kevin Lerena, he was all in the video before the fight. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And to be fair, in round one, yeah, he wasn't Rambo in round one, but he came out and he threw some shots in round one. How does a man going from throwing some shots in round one to scoring 3 knockdowns? And people can talk about Dubois' leg all they want. It weren't just his leg from what I saw. He looked jittery. He looked iffy. So how can a man do less after having the best start in underdog history, categorically? In fact, some people said, I haven't watched it back, but some people said he didn't throw a punch in the second round. And to be quite frank, I don't remember him actually getting one punch on target. And this was the man saying, Dubois is a quitter, I'm going to put it on him, I'm going to make pressure bust pipes, all them ones. So my man, Mr. Pressure Bust Pipes, got what he wanted, the best start ever, and then just stood there with his chops in the air and let Dubois jab his bonce off and push his barnet back for him. What the fuck? So that's the real question, Frank. Explain to us what happened from round 1 to round 2. That don't work. Fair enough, yeah. We've all seen him once. People talk a big game. Dubois a big and strong bull. And they get in there and realise, damn, this is one big bull. I can't do nothing. That's fair enough. Not fair enough. Still a scary ass dude, but we get that. We've all seen him once. Big mouth, can't back it up. My issue is, he wasn't doing nothing in the first round. Yeah, if Lerena had to come out in the first round and done absolutely nothing, and then whatever happened, you can say, well, but how can someone go from a 5 out of 10 or a 6 out of 10 in effort? Throwing punches, actually doing what he's supposed to do as a smaller fighter, coming forward, trying to make, you know what I mean? Hustle. That's what they say. Yeah, hustle. He was hustling in that first round. He was getting it how he living in that first round, doing what he could. The second round, Dubois the most vulnerable we've ever seen him. Even in the Joyce fight, he wasn't that vulnerable. Even with his eye, even with a pork pie eye, he was still pretty dangerous, Dubois was. He wasn't completely frazzled like he was in that last fight against Lerena. And Lerena he did less than the first round. In fact, he didn't just do less, he did nothing in that second round. And then by the third round, he put his chops in the air and was out there. And the count was weird. The bell went and the referee I thought that was odd. I thought it was odd because it's kind of like, well, he made it to the end of the round now. And bearing in mind how the fight had gone, i.e. Dubois' legs going and Dubois had been down 3 times, a huge shock. You'd think the referee would be saying, let me give every chance for Lerena. Do you know what I'm saying? No? Especially when we're paying $30 for pay-per-view. At least let the fans... I mean, Lerena was still on his feet. For what it's worth, and for how much these guys are being paid, and for how much we're paying pay-per-view, let Lerena go out on his back. Do you know what I'm saying? After all, it's heavyweight boxing. Fucking hell. That's what I can't be dealing with these new age referees, man. It's heavyweight boxing. Let a dude, you know what I mean? Let a Nick go to sleep. Yeah? I'm sick of these referees jumping in, same as the whole Chisora thing. Let it go until it goes. Yeah? Stop jumping in, trying to be all in the video. 100%. Anyway. Again, you heard there from Frank. Oh, and the crazy thing was, he replies to the allegation. Oh, it stopped early. He replies to the allegation and then says, oh, well, even if it was stopped early, I wouldn't know anything about that. Which is it then? Is it wasn't stopped early, or even if it was, I wouldn't... It's almost like he's getting his legal disclaimer in there. Oh, counsel tells me that even if it was early, I wouldn't know anything about that. Yeah. Oh, even if it was early, you'd have to speak to I have to refer you to my lawyer about that. Yeah. I don't think it was early, but if it was, you have to speak to my counsel. Yeah. Here's his email. Here's his number. Get on the blower to my counsel. If it was early, don't know anything about it. Never heard of it. Who? What was that? Early who? Listen, Frank. He don't know anything about it. Yeah. Who's early? He ain't know about that one. Yeah. Who is he? Who is early? 100%. Frank Warren. Don't know who he is. Don't know anything about early. Yeah. Early. Never heard of him. That's what Frank Warren said. Frank Warren said, early who? I never heard of him, mate. Sorry, can't help you. Can't help you with that one, man. Ain't got a clue who early is. 100%. Never heard of him, never seen him before. And if you got any questions about early, speak to my brief. 100%. That's what Frank Warren said. But Frank Warren's very skilled. People forget. Some Donny pulled up on Frank Warren and got super duper busy with Frank Warren. Yeah, got super duper busy with his shtick on Frank. And Frank didn't say nothing. Frank held it. So Frank's probably the most versed. He ain't no Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn's silver spooned. Frank Warren is the original Bricktop from Snatch. Most of you, man, don't peep that one. Frank Warren was the guy who played Bricktop in Snatch. Most people don't understand that one, but that's the facts of the matter. Yeah, Frank Warren was brought in to play. Ironically enough, that's where Guy Ritchie got the idea from. Guy Ritchie knew Frank Warren was a boxing promoter, and they kind of, that'll work. Bricktop, boom, and they put him in there. 100%. He played Bricktop in Snatch, so that's a little kind of a bit of a Christmas cracker for you, man, if you didn't know. But listen, like I said, Frank, he played Bricktop in Snatch, and he's living up to that role. Yeah, he don't know anything about no corruption. Yeah, and anyone who says he does, like I said, speak to the lawyer, 100%. He ain't copying no pleas. Frank going to trial, 100. That's Frank. Frank ain't copying no pleas. He going to trial all the way. That's why I respect Frank. Frank is that kind of guy. Yeah, he ain't looking. He plays for keeps, and his scams. You best believe Frank Warren. Most of these guys, Eddie Hearn, for example, you best believe it. Yeah, if it came out, or if there's some proof against Conor Benn, you best believe. Or let's say, for example, for whatever reason, the authorities started investigating Eddie Hearn. Yeah, you best believe. Sorry, let's say, for example, for whatever reason, the authorities started investigating Conor Benn, yeah? You best believe Eddie Hearn will be the first one in there, queen for a day. Rab in all he knew, yeah? And then in private he'd be saying, yeah, Conor, I told the filth to fuck off, yeah. But more time, you know what I'm saying? He in there crying, I got kids and I love my daughter, I can't go to church. That's the kind of guy Eddie Hearn is. But Frank, you best believe it. Dubois, whatever skullduggery Dubois and his team had going on, Frank will be there on the stand, side by side with Dubois in his orange jumpsuit. Yeah, Frank looking to keep it a trilly. That's just what it is, and I respect that as a man. Yeah, I'm not into no criminal things, but if he was, if whatever Frank does, my whole thing is I'm not into crime. Yeah, but if you do it, hold it. Don't be one of them ones. I'm sick of hearing about these gangsters. Yeah. Oh, he killed this many people, but then when it came to his time to hold it, I've got a family. Everyone's got a family, yeah? What happened to all the families, like, for example, all these snitches now? There's a whole bunch of snitches on YouTube, yeah? Like Sammy the Bull and all them goofy dudes. I had a family to think about. If you had a family to think about, what about all the people you've capped? Did they not have families? What you mean to say is, I can't be dealing with it, yeah? You're a dirty snitch. And if you can't do the time, don't do the crime. That's the bottom line. I don't care about any excuses. You did it, hold it. That's what a man should do. Own up to your responsibilities and hold it. Yeah? Sick of these weird ass people. Hold it. 100%. If you don't like it, don't do it. I ain't trying to hear nothing else. So yeah, I respect Frank as a man for holding it. Yeah, he in there, he fixing fights, and that's what it is. And if it turns out there's some investigation into him, he ain't heard nothing about it, 100%. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, and lick off the bell, no doubt about it, 100%.